Hello Fantasy Faithfuls and welcome to Josh Allen's 2020 Fantasy Snapshot.
There by himself. Allen on 1st and 10. Under heavy pressure. He throws. Has his man. It's Foster. And he's into the end zone for the...
In 2020, the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen will be facing a group of teams that last year gave up 325 fantasy points to quarterbacks, 16th most in the NFL, with 11.2 yards per completion and 25 passing touchdowns on average. Breaking down his passing, we see that Josh Allen keeps his two outside sword zones completely even while throwing a lot more deep than most other quarterbacks, and especially deep right with 11% of his throws. This is usually a good thing, but the accuracy on these deep throws are just terrible. He is below league average in all deep zones and below the 70% benchmark in 2 out of the 3 short zones. And seeing his yards per completion, there is just one thing we can say. Even more than Lamar Jackson, he lives and dies by his rushing, as these passing trends are some of the worst in the league. The opponent that fits his trends the best is the Tennessee Titans. They gave up 27.3 yards per completion, and opposing quarterbacks had a completion rate of 68% in the deep right zone, so be sure to start him in DFS for that game. I would like to take a second to remind you to hit that like button, leave a comment what you think about this video, and subscribe to the channel. I love every interaction I have with y'all, and every little bit helps me put out even more content. Josh Allen's one-game floor is 9.2 points and ceiling 25.8 based on all the games he's played in the NFL. This ranks as the 18th highest floor and 13th highest ceiling for quarterbacks. And the likeliness of him scoring above the ceiling and booming is massive at 9.9, while his bust risk below the floor is very high at 6.5. So much variation is scary at the quarterback position, in my opinion. His touchdown rate last year was 4.3%, a very league average number we should expect to rise slightly thanks to the Stephon Diggs addition. Based on my market share study, I have him predicted for only 498 pass attempts, but for 93 quarterback runs next year. His interception rate was 2.2%, a very average number and actually way lower than what you expect from a guy with the passing trends of Josh Allen. His sack rate was however 9%, so holding the ball a bit too long at times, causing his team to lose yards instead of throwing it away. He had 7 usable games last year, but only 3 games where he was really good. There's still a ton of games where he's more of a top 20 quarterback than a top 12. The situation breakdown shows that we will have a hard time predicting when these good games will happen. He has a very small difference in scoring depending on the splits that I measure, with the biggest being only 3% above his average when playing a bottom 16 quarterback defense. He had 50 red zone pass attempts and 21 rushing in 2019 in the red zone, and with those attempts he scored 21 touchdowns, which is not great. His success rate for rushing is fantastic, but he's just not a red zone passer with below 50% completion rate. Expect this to be about the same next year. The average risk of Josh Allen not scoring above 15 fantasy points last year was 23%, which is a pretty good number. He is just 11% below Deshaun Watson and roughly 12 better than Kyler Murray and the league average. Based on his current ADP of 100th overall and all the numbers I laid out in this video, I give him a draft grade of B-. The price you have to pay for Josh Allen is great, and he does have upside with a team on the rise. There are just a bit too many negatives if we're just looking at the stats that limit his draft grade to a B-.
End around. John Brown is going to look to pass. Looking for Allen. He's got it. Touchdown.
Hello Fantasy Faithful, I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to check out more of them right here and here. In case you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat.